Hey there, and welcome to Crochet Therapy. I'm Barbara, your host for this episode of Morning Coffee and Crochet. And welcome to our Wip Wednesday edition. And I hope that you're having a great week. Today is, of course, Wednesday, and it's hump day. We're halfway through the week. I hope that you're having a great day. I am currently drinking hot coffee. Of course, you can see I've downed it already with a little bit of half and half, and I need a little more. Yummy. Definitely yummy. Good morning, Naomi. Good morning to you, my dear. How are you? How are you today? I hope you're having a great day. And yeah. So let me know what's in your cup because I'm nosy like that. Nosy. Oh, so I told you what I have in my cup. What's in your cup? Because I want to know. I am nosy like that. And while you are telling me what's in your cup, I'm going to tell you what the temperature is here. It is 60 degrees Fahrenheit with a real feel of 70. That sun is so warm today. It's so bright and sunny, and the sky, it's a cloudless sky out there right now. We'll see what it does, the rest of the day, but for right now, it is looking pretty good. Pretty good. And today, looks like the high is going to be 79. Not bad, except that, the 60 feels like 70. So hopefully 79 does not feel like 89, right? I am hoping. So let's see. I got some comments on here. Let's see what's going on. Debbie Graber, good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning, Joyce. How are you? Happy Wednesday to both of you. And I hope that you are having a wonderful day. Ooh, and Debbie has coffee and water. Good choices. Two very good choices. And Naomi is doing well, she says, especially with coffee in her hand. Oh, it's 80 there. Okay. And Naomi, it's 60 where Naomi's at. Woo, 60 here. And it feels really good. I would have gone on the veranda, but the sun is very, very bright on the veranda right now. So, yeah, we're not going to do it just yet. So, you know what's in my cup? We talked about the weather. And now, tell me, what is in your whip basket today? I want to know. So I've got my whip basket and I've got two things in there that I could be working on. The first thing is from Monday, my my wheat stitch cotton. I was going to make a dishcloth and I kept going. Look, the dishcloth should have ended like here, right? And that would have been beautiful and I should have stopped. But I didn't stop. So I'm going to end up putting this together and making a pumpkin. So I'm going to go until I run out of yarn, which, I still have a little bit left. It's getting squishy. It's getting squishy all up in here, but anyway. So that is what I'm working on. Whew. It's looking so pretty. This would make a beautiful anything. Look at yeah, how pretty is that? And the thing is, it looks just as pretty on one side as it does on the other. Thank you, Debbie. This is, let's see, what is this color? Debbie says she likes that color. Okay, so this is Hobby Lobby. I love this cotton yarn. And it is in the colorway Burnt Sienna. Burnt sienna. It is pretty, isn't it? It reminds me of autumn. It reminds me of autumn. Yep. And let's see. Let's look. How many? Okay, let's see. I think it was time and date. Nope, that wasn't it. Oh, so my computer shut down and I don't remember. Remember, I had a really pretty thing up that said how many days until. Maybe that was it. Inch calculator. Nope. So I had a really pretty one, and I don't know. Inch calculator days too. Nope. It was a countdown. Let's see. It was a countdown thing. Let's see. Okay. Days left in summer. Days until autumn. Okay. Oh, I think that's what it is. Days two. Here we go. So let me show you. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience. Share screen. No sound. And here we go. Add to stage. There we go. So we have 26 days left until autumn or fall. So 26 days to do my summer of the dishcloth. And I've already started diverting. Have you noticed? Like I've already started diverting to other things. Like, okay, so this other thing that I had started before I got into the days until, let me stop sharing. There we go. The days until autumn was this, and this is a pillow cover. And so I have, see, I'm getting closer and closer. And so that I've been working on, which is good. So that's one of my whips. And that one's really nice because I can just do half double crochet and there's no stopping. I just keep going around and around and around and around until that center meets. And then once it meets, then I'm done. Stuff my pillow in, sew it up, and voila, I'm done. So now this one is a little bit different. I'm going to go and keep continuing on this one until I run out of yarn. And when I run out of yarn, then that's my cue to sew it up and make a pumpkin. And wherever it's at, as far as how long this is, that's how big my pumpkin's going to be. So we'll see. It's kind of like a pumpkin in real life because you grow the pumpkins. You don't know. Is it going to be a little one? Is it going to be wide? Is it going to be tall and skinny? You know, a lot of that is determined by the genetics on the pumpkin seeds, but sometimes it's determined by weather and by other things that, you know, are that can't be controlled, that are yeah, that are just part of life. So anyway. Oh, and did you know that today is my sweet sissy's birthday? Okay, hold on just a second. Hold on just a Okay. It was a phone call, and I wasn't sure if it was a doctor's office or whatever, but it wasn't. It was Walgreens. Yeah. So, yeah. So today is my sweet sister-in-law's birthday, and we are going to celebrate today with we celebrated yesterday. The girls, we had a girl day yesterday, and we went to Cheddar's, and good morning, Tanya. Good morning. How are you? Michelle, good morning to you. Good morning. Thank you, Debbie. This is a nice stitch, isn't it? I really, really like it. It is so easy. So easy. So you do 2 rows of the puff stitch, the wheat stitch, and 2 rows of back loop only single crochet. And that is what is giving it this vibe, which is really, really pretty. So pretty. So I'm really, really pleased with this. And, everybody was making pumpkins, and I was like, I have got to get on the pumpkin kick too. So this is me making a wheat stitch pumpkin. Very pretty. So, I have never done the wheat stitch before. I don't know that I ever even heard of it. And so making this the wheat stitch, and you know, it was something new. It was something that really kind of floated my boat. And so that was awesome. It's been a while well, since I've mastered a new stitch. And I would say I've pretty much mastered this new stitch. It is super easy, super fun. And yeah. And honestly, once you get past the first, like you chain, it's a multiple of 2 plus 1. And then second chain from the hook, you do a single crochet and do a single crochet all the way down. And then you do 1 row of back loop single crochet. So you have your 2 single crochets rows, but one of them is back loop only because the other one, the first one, is just on the chain. And then you do 2 rows of your wheat stitch, 2 rows back loop only single crochet, 2 rows of wheat stitch, and you just keep going. Super easy. And so yeah, I'm a big fan of this stitch. It does eat a little bit of yarn because it has a puff. It has a puff in it, but it's worth it. It's worth it, especially if you're trying to make something decorative like this pumpkin. And, this pumpkin is going to just have these really cool ridges on it. And yeah, I'm a big fan. Big fan. So, you know what I did? I talked about how easy it was, and then boom, I started a 3rd row of puff stitch because I was talking. That's why. So this one is 2 rows of back loop only, single crochet. And how easy is that? Pretty darn easy. And pretty darn quick too. I was surprised at how fast this went. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Oh, Naomi says happy birthday in Hawaiian to Tanya. Yeah, yeah. Hi, Jay. How are you? I'm so glad that you're here. Good morning to you. Good morning. Yeah, so glad you're here. So this is my Wip Wednesday for today, obviously. This is the one that I'm working on right now. I would really like to be able to put this together today and have a pumpkin. Tanya made her first pumpkin the other day, and it is so cute. So cute. Yeah. So, yeah, this is the row 1 of the back loop only single crochet. And then the second row will be super easy. And then on to making the wheat stitch. I really like that it has the ridges in between, and that back loop only gives this, do you see this ridge right here? It gives that ridge. So you can see the ridges between the wheat stitch, and it defines the wheat stitch. I'm in love. So this pattern was from Brianna Kay. And so if you need something that's written, then definitely go over to Brianna Kay. She has a tutorial, a video tutorial, and she also has a written pattern instructions. So that is really, really nice. Yeah. Good morning, Miguel. Good morning. He's on the way to the laundromat, and you have a little video uploading now about your birthday supper. That's nice. And Miguel had a birthday yesterday. So happy birthday yesterday to you, Miguel. And then Tanya's birthday is the day after yours. So it's so fun. We got quite a few birthdays going on right now. Yeah. And I know that I didn't share this, excuse me, but August 19th was my 6-year anniversary on YouTube with Crochet Therapy. Can you believe it? 6 years. That's crazy to me. So August 19th of 2019 is when I started Crochet Therapy. And the timing was really perfect. The timing was wonderful because without that timing, I wouldn't have slid into the 2020s, the flapper years, the COVID years. And so I wouldn't have slid into those years with y'all. And so it's really nice that that I was around for that, because you helped me stay sane. Hopefully I helped you stay sane a little bit during those crazy times. And it's just been so good. It's been so good. We're really, really pleased with 6 years, and I'm over 8,000 subscribers, which I have no idea how that ever happened. I don't even know 8,000 people. I don't even know. I mean, I don't know how many people I know, but not that many. Not that many. And the older I get, the smaller my my circle gets. Do you know what I mean? And yet with YouTube, the larger my circle gets. So I don't know. I'm going to bring you down just a little bit more so that you can see the crochet. So listen, this is Wip Wednesday. We are crocheting together. Grab your whip, grab your hook, and let's crochet together. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Naomi. Thank you. Happy podiversary. Yes. Yes. It's been really fun. And I was thinking about, maybe I need to go back to my roots a little bit and do some recorded videos and then do the lives as well. Life has gotten, well, life has been weird for the last 6 years. What am I saying? It's been weird for the last 6 years, with COVID and, you know, the way we had to stay home, and then, oh, that did a number on me. And then, just, just various things. So anyway, we're really, really glad about that. Okay, let's see. I did 2 rows of that. And so now I'm back to making the wheat stitch. Yay. And so, yeah, I'm just glad that you come and watch and see what's going on. So, is it pumpkin season yet? Well, according to, our little calendar, we have 26 days until autumn or fall. And so 26 days, that's not that bad, is it? No, that's not that bad. Um, oh, Jay says, I need to make new crochet pumpkins this year. Is there any particular pattern that I like best? Well, I think that making various pumpkins in various sizes is the way to go. And one way that I do it is I just make a rectangle shape and go up and down, up and down, up and down, with any stitch that is sort of tight, right? So you want to use either a single crochet or a half double crochet. I would not recommend going any bigger than that. Now, Brianna K has some really good pumpkins. And then also MJ's Off the Hook have really good pumpkins. So Brianna K has this design. And I think she even has one that is like a pumpkin. So you can follow the exact pattern. I'm just following the pattern for the wheat stitch. And I'm going to make it into a rectangle. You can see. This is the way I make all of my pumpkins. I just make it into a rectangle, and then I kind of gauge it. How tall it is will mean how big it is. So I just keep going until it's round enough for me, right? And I have all kinds of pumpkins in here from last year. So I made them, like I made this one. This one is a really small one. Do you see that? And all I did was back loop only, single crochet. And I made a small rectangle. And then here's the pumpkin, and Tonja made the bear, and it's on a headband. Isn't that cute? Super cute. And so let's see. Oh, see, here's another little one that I made. And a ghost and a little pumpkin. See how little that is? So you can make them any size you want. Basically, all you need to do is make a rectangle. You can make them any color you want. This is a lighter color. Oh, here's one in a nice color. And I just made up the stem, but as you can see, that's what using the back loop only does. It gives ridges. Here's a blue one. I just think they're adorable, right? They're so adorable. Here's another one. So, and they're all, depending on how tight. I also usually pull in the middle. I pull in the middle so that it makes like, that. But look at that. I mean, that's just so cute. So I even made one that was reminiscent of Beetlejuice. So it's the black and white, and then this is purple. It's a really, really strong purple color. It on my computer, it looks kind of blue, but in real life it's purple, so I'm not sure how it's coming out to you. But basically that is it. And this is my my fall bag. Good morning, Crafting Blindly. Good morning. How are you, Valerie? And so these are the ones that I made last year. And there's some ghosts in here too, that I found patterns for. Let's see. Here's a ghosty pattern, and you put a little battery operated tea light under it. It's super cute. Super, super cute. So yeah. Anyway, those I've had fun with, had a lot of fun with. So let's see. Miguel. Oh, Naomi is planning on making a sweater with the wheat stitch. That's awesome. That is awesome. Okay, Miguel says Jada and Stitches are easy pumpkins I've made many times. Ooh, and Tanya says pumpkin flavors are in the stores. Yay. Yay. And oh, and Tanya says, thank you, everyone. I am celebrating more of a birthday week than one day. That's right. That's right. Yep. And let's see. Brianna K did a blanket in the wheat stitch. And did I tell you Jada in Stitches? Miguel said Jada in Stitches. Although, Miguel, you said Jada in Ditches. So I just have to laugh at that. Oh, that's funny. Oh, show us your shirt. Okay. So this is chickens, and at the top it says his mercies are new. More chickens, and it says every morning. Lamentations 3:23. His mercies are new every morning, and I love this shirt. And there's actually, my girls pointed it out, one of the chickens. Oh, maybe it's not this shirt. Nope, it's not this shirt. I thought it was this shirt, but oh yes, it is. Here we go. This one right here. This one laid an egg. My little granddaughters pointed out, Grammy, look. One of your chickens laid an egg. Speaking of chickens laying eggs, this Friday they'll be 14 weeks old. 14 weeks? Yes. So 16 weeks to 24 weeks is when they start laying eggs. So yeah, we've got to get cracking on a layer box for them. We don't have one set up in there yet, but never fear. Never fear. Plans are here. So Tanya's hubby is coming up for her birthday this weekend. And so they are going to spend time at the cabin together. That'll be really nice. And yay. So we've got some things going on. And okay, so let me give you an update on my throat. The lump thing on my throat right here. Right there. So I had an ultrasound on Friday, and the ultrasound did not show anything. It didn't show any abnormalities in my thyroid, which is good. And so I'm really glad about that. And so they said, if there's if the lump is still there, then they recommended a CT for further investigation. So I think that that's where we're going with that, is just a CT, just to rule out anything. The pain has gone away. Remember, it started out with a pain, and that has gone away. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it was just something, a cold or something going through my system. And I don't know. So they didn't see anything. Of course, when they took the ultrasound, it was 2 weeks after the initial pop-up of the lump, the painful lump. And so, that was plenty of time for, if it was just a little virus or something, plenty of time for that to go through my system and be gone. So we're just gonna, I don't know why it's still there. And I don't know. But hopefully it's nothing. Hopefully it's nothing. And they'll determine that it's nothing to worry about. And so then I'll just go forward. So anyway, thank you for your support and listening to me. When I first found it, I was a little freaked out. You just don't know. Hey, look at this. This is getting nice and long, longer and longer. So this is going to be a really, really cool pumpkin. In fact, I'm wondering if I have it big enough already. Well, we're just going to keep going. We're just going to keep going. So tell me what's on your hook, because I want to know. Okay, let's see. One more row of wheat stitch. And then we can go to the back loop only single crochet rows. All right. So what is on your hook? I want to know. What are you working on today? What is your whip for the day? Luckily, I've got more than one whip that I can continue with. Oh, yeah. I've also got the circle, the red circle that was the watermelon, and I still have to put the seeds on and sew the ends. So I have that whip, I have this whip, and I have my pillow whip that I am currently actively working on. Ooh, Michelle says crocheting 2 Afghans and knitting a simple cowl. That's awesome. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I think that this winter I make my knitting needles out and try something simple like a knitted dishcloth, right? I think I might do that. Jay, I've been working on a blanket I forgot about on and off for the last 2 weeks. Just 8 rows left now. Yay! That's awesome. 8 rows. You're almost there. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Amazing. 8 rows. You got this. You got this, Jay. I am so in love with this stitch. This wheat stitch is so pretty and so easy. Oh, Valerie says, I'm still working on the wedding shawl, one weight thread. Oh, bless you. Bless you for agreeing to make that wedding shawl for someone. Oh my goodness. Oh no, I was just wondering that, Jay. I was just wondering that. I'm like, oh, if it's like, you know, a center from the center out, that means that 8 rows is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger as the rows go. But I was like, oh, maybe it's, just a straight shot. Oh my goodness. I remember I did a blanket, and it was one of Crochet Crowd's blankets. It was one of them. It was it Hugs and Kisses? I think it was no, it was one of that lady's patterns that helped out with the Crochet Crowd, his friend that helped out, and it was one of her patterns. And I made it in using controlled colorway, and it was like a 5-weight yarn, and I made it for my granddaughter Annabelle's first birthday. And so each row was one color, and it was bright. It was so bright. And when I got to the end of that, one row was taking over an hour to do. And that was just sitting there crocheting, 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 like 1.5 hours just to do one row, because it was just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I remember that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, yes. That shawl is going to be so gorgeous. It's going to be a work of art. Yes. Yes. Let's see. Jay says, I've done 15 rows in the last 2 weeks, though, so I'm hoping I'll be done by October. Definitely. Definitely. Yeah, if you did 15 rows in the last 2 weeks, you were really plugging away. And as the rows get bigger, it turns into like 1.5 of that, 15 rows ago, it turns into like 1.5 of that. Yeah. So hopefully you'll have it done by October. Definitely. Yes. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so I've done 2 rows of the wheat stitch. See how fast that goes? The wheat stitch goes really fast for me because it's just single crochet and a puff, single crochet and a puff. And yeah, it just seems to go really fast. And then this back loop only single crochet, it goes fast too. So yeah, I'm having a good time with this. And I think, well, I'm going to make sure that I end. Let's see, am I going to end on a puff or a single crochet? Let's see. Because this is the end row, and I do have, what I might do is one row of back loop only single crochet, and that way, or maybe I'll do 2, I don't know, 1 or 2, and that way I'm connecting the same, and I'll make sure that I have a nice ridge for the 2 wheat rows that will come together in that circle. So, yeah. I love it when you crochet with me or when you chat with me while I crochet because it just goes so fast. Ooh, Valerie, the color goes from light blue to dark blue. I bet that's absolutely gorgeous. I bet that is absolutely gorgeous. Yes. Oh my goodness. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, that's one row of single crochet back loop only, and I have one more row, and then I can do another 2 wheat stitch rows. So yesterday we had a girls' day, and I don't know if you remember the shirt that I wore that was Tanya is not in the room with me. No, she's in another room. So I don't know if you remember the shirt that had it was blue and it had a chicken and it said live today like you're getting fried tomorrow. Well, Tanya had bought one for me and for my mom and for her. And so yesterday when we had our girls' day, all three of us wore our shirts. So we were all three wearing the same shirt. And so mom had an eye appointment at 2 o'clock. And let me tell you, that doctor did not know who we got a hold of yesterday. And I hope that he learns his lesson from that because mom's appointment was at 2 o'clock. It was an eye doctor and just a regular eye doctor. And so 2 o'clock, they had her come in. It took 15 minutes for the girls to do whatever it was that they were doing with her eyes, doing like a little check or whatever, making sure everything was the same, whatever it was that they did. It took the techs 15 minutes to do that. They put mom in a room after that, and they left her. Well, when they took her in this room, the eye doctor was in there and he said, I'll be right back. And he left. And so her appointment was at 2. They took her in a little bit after 2, maybe. It wasn't too long after that. And they took her back and then they put her in a room. The eye doctor said, I'll be right back. At 3:15, I look up and I see my mom walking saying, I don't know which way, how to get out of here. And I said, oh, mom, are you done? She said, no. And I said, what do you mean you're not done? No, I'm not waiting anymore. I've waited in that room all by myself for this long. She said 45 minutes. It was probably longer because it was 3:15. And she's like, they just left me in that room. I'm not waiting anymore. And see, we were going to go to, dinner and go shopping and have our girls' day after her appointment. So I know that she had that on her mind. Well, Tanya and I, we were fine. But, to be left in a room by yourself for an hour and with nobody checking on you or anything, she was done. She was done, and rightly so. So, yeah. So she came out and she has a $5 copay. She's like, just take my $5. I'm done. And they're like, but the doctor is, he's like 1 minute away from being done with this other patient, and he can see you right away. No, I'm done. Just take my $5 so that I can go. And so the lady was like wanting to make sure that they actually did something to warrant taking her $5. So she was, double checking with the girls. What did you do? Did you do anything that, we can call an appointment? She didn't want to just take mom's $5 if nothing had been done that warranted a fee, right? So that was nice. That was good. And so they were like, well, next time you have an appointment, we'll make it a 1 o'clock appointment, because then you'll be the first person and you won't have to wait. And Mom told her, she's like, I don't know if there's going to be a second time, or if there's going to be another appointment. And, cause she was like done, and I don't blame her. I've been done. She was like done, with waiting. And, so anyway, the doctor comes out and he's like, I can see you right now. And he said something about 5 minutes. And I said, oh no, she's not waiting another 5 minutes. And he said, no, it will only take 5 minutes to do the exam. And it wasn't the fact that how long it would take for him to look at her eyes. It was the fact of how long they left her in that room by herself and just forgot about her, basically. No reason for that. There really was no reason for that. So yeah, not a happy camper. I don't blame her. And so yeah, that was not a fun thing. So anyway, apparently he didn't even apologize, apparently he didn't even apologize for making her wait. And which Mom said that was okay, because then she didn't have to pretend to be okay with it. Oh, I know, right? Naomi says, I'm sorry, Mom Nancy. I know. They shouldn't have done that to her. So then we get to Cheddar's, and oh my gosh, this was kind of deja vu-y, because the girl there, well, first of all, I was admiring her hair. She had the most gorgeous strawberry blonde hair I've ever seen. And she must have been about 19. And it was wavy. So she had it like going in waves on both sides. It was a very old-fashioned kind of hairstyle. And the strawberry blonde, I mean, it was actually more strawberry. It didn't really have blonde in it. It was more strawberry, and such beautiful hair. And she was young, and she was like, well, we're waiting on, it's going to be about, 5-10 minutes. Our next crew doesn't come on until 4:30. And, do you mind waiting? And Tonja said, well, can you at least give us a table? She was like, well, I don't know. And she wasn't sure. And so the manager was at another table. I found out he was the manager at the moment. He was at another table, and it looked like he was interviewing someone. And so anyway, she left with the tablet that had the seating chart on it. And so she left, I guess, to find out she could put us in someone's section. And so the manager was standing there, and he said, well, she took the tablet seating chart with her, or I would be able to seat you. And I was thinking, well, she didn't think we were going to get seated. And now, mind you, there were empty tables all throughout this restaurant, empty tables everywhere. And so, I mean, I could just look over my shoulder, and there were like 4 or 5 tables right there that I was like, well, that table's okay with us. This table's okay with us. That table looks fine. And then there were booths all around. And so anyway, she comes back, and the phone had rang. They had 2 phones sitting at the station. 2 of those black office phones that have, hold and all this other fancy stuff on it, right? And so he had picked up one of the phones, and phone that he picked up was the one closest to this side. And so she comes up, and so she's standing here, he's standing here, he's on this phone rings. So she reaches over to him and picks up that phone, and I hear her say, "Hold on one moment while I transfer your call." And she puts his phone on hold and then starts to hang up there, and she realizes, no, she was on that other phone, and she hangs up the phone on the other phone that her phone came off of, but she didn't put that one on hold. And he looks at her and he said, "You just put my phone on hold." And then so he took his phone off hold and he continues talking to his customer. And then he finishes his conversation and hangs up, and he says, "And you hung up on your customer." And she said, "I know, I'm really sorry." And he said, "That's okay." He was real calm. He just said, "That's okay." And obviously it's not okay, but he was being calm, and she was flustered, and because they didn't have any servers, no servers. And so anyway, like, I'm looking at mom, I'm like, well, it looks like we're gonna have to wait again. And but anyway, he saw one of the servers had come in early because it was like 4:08. Yeah, we were early. We were early birds, but this was kind of our lunch dinner kind of a thing, right? And so anyway, he saw a server come in, and she was there. She had arrived early for her shift, and her shift didn't start until 4:30. And he was like, "Do you mind?" And she's like, "No, that's okay, not at all." And so they take us over to the bar area, and she seats us at a table there. And obviously she works in the bar area. And so he said, "Yeah, we don't have any servers." And she's like, "Yeah, no problem. I haven't signed in yet. I haven't clocked in yet." So he didn't say, "Well, go clock in and then help him." She's like, "But I can help him." So she sat us, she took drink orders, and I had an unsweet tea. And so she took our drink orders, and then she said, "Would you like some croissants?" And we were like, "Oh yes, please." So she brought the croissants, and then she said, "I'm going to go clock in now. I'll be right back." So poor girl. So she went and clocked in, and then she came back. She was awesome. She was really, really good. And pleasant the whole time. She didn't grump or anything, like having to work off the clock, having to start working early. She didn't grump or anything. And so anyway, she brought us the croissants, and we had something to drink and the croissants, and we were looking to see, what we were going to have for our meal. And all three of us ended up having pretty much the same thing. We had the chicken fried, well, they call it country fried chicken. We do chicken fried chicken around these parts. And so we had the country fried chicken and a baked potato. Oh, and Tonja says, "Nancy wants to remind you that this was her first day out in 3 months." Yes, mom does not get out very often. And so this was her first day out in 3 months, and we had a good time. After that eye doctor fiasco where, you just don't put someone in a room and forget about them, right? That's just wrong. And so anyway, so yeah, that was her first day out in 3 months. And so we had a good time. We our server was really good. And so let's see, baked potato and broccoli casserole. Oh, their broccoli casserole is really good. It's a little bit of rice, it's cheesy, it has broccoli in it, and it was just really good. And then it was baked. Like, you could tell they put a nice a nice big spoonful serving on your dish, and then they there was something on top, like maybe some panko or some, I don't know what it was, but it was crunchies, maybe some breadcrumbs, and they had put it under, in the oven, and so it was nice and crispy, crunchy on top. It was really good. Mom had coleslaw and green beans. The green beans, they cooked it city green beans, so they were just warmed up green beans. They were not southern green beans. They weren't like country beans where they were like cooked till they're dead. That's the way we like our green beans in this here part. And so we like to cook our green beans until they're dead. And have that good southern flavors in there, whatever it is that they put in there that makes it so good. And so anyway, the green beans were not quite up to par, but everything else was. And then they brought us some more croissants because Naomi said that we had to eat a croissant for her. So yeah, we did that. And we had one for ourselves and one for her. And we were so stuffed when we got done. And the girls, I didn't know if they were going to make it or not. But we did. And so then we went to the mall and we went to Kohl's and walked around Kohl's for a long time. We had a good time in Kohl's and just looked at every department and just kind of, looked around and had a good time. And then we came home. But on the way home, we got something for Dad and for Doran to eat, and got Dad a fish sandwich and got Doran a chicken sandwich. And so it was fun. It was fun. And we enjoyed it. We enjoyed our day out, our girls' day out. Yeah. And Naomi says, thank you, ladies, for eating a croissant for her. Those croissants are so good. Oh, my goodness. And they put this like honey butter on them. Oh, my goodness. I mean, they're just really hard to resist, really hard to resist. So the food was good. The company was good. The server was really good. I was wondering, when we got there and there were no servers available, I was like, oh goodness, what is this experience going to be like, but it turned out good. The server was really good. And hey, Mandy, good morning. Good morning to you. How are you? I hope you're having a great Wip Wednesday. I am crocheting along. Look at this. Look at how big this is getting. Isn't that pretty? This wheat stitch is so pretty. And the colorway is burnt sienna. I think that I've got a big enough pumpkin size. Let me see. Okay, so this is my second row of wheat stitch. And I think what I'm going to do is 2 rows of the back loop only single crochet. And then I'm going to call this done so that I can put it together. It's going to be really nice. This is going to be such a pretty pumpkin. And it also helps that I'm really getting to the end of this. And so I have plenty to make the 2 rows of single crochet, back loop only. Whoopsie. Yeah, see the yarn is so lightweight right now that it fell off the table. So I'm going to do 2 rows of back loop only so that I can connect them and they'll be nice. And then we'll call this one crocheted, and then we just have to assemble it and stuff it. So that'll be really good. That'll be really good. So yeah, we went to Kohl's. We had a good time. Everybody liked our shirts that read them. Our waitress was really cute. She was like, oh my goodness, you all have the same shirt. And she was reading it, only it says live today like you're getting fried tomorrow because it's a chicken. But she kept saying fired. And she kept reading it wrong. And she was like, you're getting fired tomorrow. And I was like, no, it says fried. And she was like, oh my gosh, who's getting fired tomorrow? I'm like, no, fried, like fried chicken. And she was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I made that mistake. That's so funny. And she was really sweet. She was just really sweet and enjoyed herself. So we got home and from our celebration and gave the guys their sandwiches, and Tonja went to bed early. Mom went to bed early. Dorn and I went to bed just about 30 minutes after they did. And we were all in bed pretty early last night. Pretty early. So, yeah. So today is Tonja's actual birthday. So today we're having for dinner, and we're going to have an early dinner too tonight. It's always fun to do that anyway. We're having tacos, homemade tacos. So we'll put all the fixings out and everybody can just make their own taco at the table. And so we'll do that. And then we have carrot cake. It's Tonja's favorite cake. Apparently, last year and this year, she asked for carrot cake. Last year, I made her a carrot cake. This year, I bought a carrot cake. And so yeah, that's fun. Oh yeah, so this yarn right now is getting to the tangle stage. Remember, do you know how like when you get to that last little bit and it starts like clumping up and getting to a tangle stage? That's where it's at right now. That is where it's at. So Tonja's hubby is coming this weekend, and so they're going to have just a nice relaxing time at the cabin together, and that'll be fun. Maybe I was thinking maybe Monday we would do hot dogs, and we have a cabbage, so we can do some coleslaw and hot dogs and coleslaw. Maybe we'll have some mac and cheese, Mom's homemade baked mac and cheese. That'll be fun. And just have an easy day. So that's Labor Day is Monday. So, okay. So I did the 2 rows of double crochet. I can't talk. Single crochet back loop only. Oh my goodness. And no aliens invaded the yard last night. So here's the story about aliens in our yard. Oh my gosh, this was so funny. Look how big this is. That's really good. I am very pleased with this. Very pleased. So yeah, I'm not going to sew it. I'm going to crochet it up. Yeah, that's how I'm going to put this together. This is going to be really, really nice. It's going to make a nice pumpkin. So anyway, this is really funny. So night before last, it started getting cold at night here. So it was like in the 60s and it was supposed to get down into the 50s in the night. And we have been leaving the little windows open on the chicken coop because it's been so hot. So that way it just gives them extra ventilation. They have ventilation at the top. Of course, it has the hardwire cloth around it, so nothing can invade their coop. But we left the windows open by mistake. I meant to close them because I knew it was going to get cold. And so Dorn and we were laying in bed, and I was like, oh no, I remember I forgot to close the windows in the chicken coop. And he's like, well, they'll probably be okay. And I'm like, well, it's going to get down into the 50s. I think we should close the chicken coop. And because they'll have air, ventilation. So that's not a problem. Ventilation is not a problem, but it's way up high, so that it's not like blowing on them in the night. I didn't want any of them to catch a cold in the night. And so anyway, he's like, well, do you want me to go out and, close the windows? And I was like, do you mind? Now, mind you, we had all gone to bed and all the lights were out. It was dark outside. And so he said, well, I'll drive the car around and that way I don't have to walk in the dark. And so he drove the car around, and then he kept the lights on so it shined on the coop. And because where we have to go in, then you have to walk like the length of the yard of the chicken yard to get to the coop. And so he closed the door so that they didn't go out. Because he's like, because I did not want to start chasing chickens in the middle of the night, but they were all on their roosts. They're roosting now. They're not like clumping together on the floor anymore. They're all up on the roost. So that's how we know they're getting older. And so anyway, he went and closed the windows, and he came back. Well, before he came back, Tonja, our bedroom door was open, and Tonja opened. I hear the door open. And sometimes she's taking her dog out to go potty, or sometimes she has to use the restroom in the middle of the night. And so I was thinking that she was going to, because her dog came out with her. And I was thinking, oh, she's going to take Sapphire out. And I was going to tell her, don't lock the door because Dorn's coming right back. Well, she didn't go over there. She came running in the room, and her arms were out like this. And she's like, there's a light. There's someone in the front yard. There's someone in the yard driving. And I was like, that's okay. That's just Doran. And she's like, what's the matter? What's wrong? I'm like, nothing's wrong. He just went to close the windows in the chicken coop. And she's like, I thought somebody was in the yard. She said, all I saw were red lights. I thought it was aliens. I'm like, no, everything's okay. So she turns around and walks back into her room. And as she's walking, she's telling Sapphire, I'm sorry. Did I kick you on the way out? I'm sorry. She said, I didn't even put my shoes on. And she never walks in the house without her shoes on. She never walks anywhere without her shoes on because her feet are very sensitive. And so she always has shoes on. She's like, I didn't even put my shoes on. She came running out of her room to tell me somebody was in the yard, and it could be aliens because she saw red lights. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So when Dorn finally came in and I told him what happened, he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I woke her up. He's like, I was worried that it would, disturb her and Mom. And but then I told him what she did and how she walked back saying, I'm sorry, Safi, did I kick you? She was just walking so fast out. I never saw her like, she was like on it. There's somebody in the yard. It might be aliens. I saw red lights. Well, yeah, I'm not going to say that out loud, Tonja. But yeah, that's what she was thinking. And so anyway, she was like, get your pew pew out. Oh my goodness. So that was funny. But last night, none of that happened. Last night, all was quiet. So anyway, it was just so funny. So, well, gang, we've been here over an hour. I always love it when you crochet with me because time just speeds by, right? Time just speeds by. And so thank you for crocheting with me. And I'm going to finish up on this pumpkin and maybe do some other fun things. And listen, make your own little pumpkins. Make them any size you want. Look how little this pumpkin is. It's just little tiny. See how tiny it is? And be creative. Do something fun. And have a good rest of your week. So stay safe, because I love you and I want you to stay safe. Be kind, because this world can be super mean. And so kindness goes a long way. And get hooking, because, you know, crochet keeps the sad away. Yay! Who can be sad with this little headband on? Yay! Let me see. Let me see if I can do it right. Mhm. There we go. Bye, gang. Love you.